Alright, so I'm going to open up and disassemble this Dell Inspiron 7391 2-in-1 laptop. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is remove all the screws from the bottom. These seem to be PH0 or JIS0 screws, so get a PH0 or JIS0 screwdriver. Right, you want to keep the screws in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. The way I do that is I look at the pattern I'm removing them and I'll put them in that same shape. Right now it appears the screws are actually being held in with a washer, at least that one. So we're going to go ahead and just take out the screws that come out. Any screws that don't come out, we're going to leave them. So this seems to be a nice design. They put washers under there, so when you unscrew it, it actually makes a gap here so you can easily lift up, it seems. So let's see if any of the others are like that. Nope. Alright, so what I do is I put the screw with the flat side down like that, and here you can see I got one here, then two here, and then two here. So that's how I kind of put it in that pattern. Alright. You can do it however you want, as long as you can remember how to put them back, the same screws where you got them. Alright, I don't like the way where people throw them all in a dish, because if you have the wrong size screw and you throw it in, you're not going to know where that screw came from, and then you're going to have trouble when you have to go ahead and put them back. Alright. That's just one big tip and trick that I learned after doing this for so long. Alright, so now that we got all the screws undone, here you can see these screws made little gaps here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that gap to pull there. Oops, sorry. So what I did, let me clip this back here. So what I did was I got my fingernails in there, and then I used that to push with this hinge here and pulled like that. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Grab my fingernails in that gap, and then I'm using my thumb on the hinge here, and I'm going to just pull up like that. So this cover seems to be pretty simple to remove. I'm just kind of wiggling it now just to see, to remove the clips, because down here I think there might be some other strong clips there since there's only two screws. So let's see here. Alright, so it's looking like that part is tricky. I don't know if we have to kind of pull it a certain way, sometimes pulling it towards us. Let me see if pulling it this way, nope. Okay, yep, there we go. So I'm pulling this, as you can see I pulled it towards myself and it formed this gap up here. Alright, so I'm trying to do the same thing on this side, but for some reason this side doesn't want to do it. So let's see here, let's go ahead and try and wiggle this as we kind of lift it. After we get it out, we can see the clips underneath. So there's some screws under here as well. Oh, why'd my screen just go blank for a little bit? Alright, so let's see here. I'm gonna open this. Okay, what is this? Just like a piece of tape or something stuck to this. That's really weird. So this shouldn't be stuck here. For some reason this adhesive thing is stuck there. That's really weird. So this shouldn't be stuck to this. I don't know why it's like that. That should be here, okay. And it should not come up. For some reason this piece here stuck to that, which it shouldn't. That might be why their fan is making weird noises, they said. Okay, let's try blowing the fan and see what it sounds like. They said it was having some weird noises. Okay, so I do see a weird issue. So if you see when I blow this fan, oh, actually it's better now. So it was stuck earlier. So let's see if I look at, so this is the replacement fan, okay? If I spin this one, see how much longer it spins? This one, it kind of gets stuck really fast. This one, it keeps twirling. So definitely this fan is bad. We're going to have to replace it. Here you can see there's one screw here and one screw here. So we're going to have to replace that. And then they said also their battery wasn't lasting long. That might be a symptom of the fan. Since the fan isn't spinning well, it's overheating. And then since it overheats, then it ends up causing the fan to work really hard to keep spinning. And that might be what's draining it. But anyways, we're going to replace them because it's within warranty. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so I don't know why this was like that. I'm going to undo this screw. And then we're going to bend this back because that metal thing bent it up. Alright, so I switched to a PH1 or JIS1 screwdriver. Okay, so here we can see This is bent up a little bit, and then they have this, I don't know why they made this weird adhesive that they just wrapped it all over here. It's very strange design. Okay, let's see here. So this was like that, and this was here. I don't know if I should unwrap the thing and then tape it over the fan, because I don't think it should be wrapped over itself like that, should it? It's kind of weird. Oh, I guess, yeah, because then otherwise it'll just be wrapped out here. So I guess that's supposed to kind of help somehow with the fan. I don't know. There's also like a weird lump under this metal piece. Very strange. All right, again, I'm bending this metal piece back, so now if I put it here, hopefully it will sit better. No, okay, I need to bend it some more. Okay, so now if I put this there we go. Now it's actually, there you see, now it's the way it should be, more bending down this way. I might have actually bent it too much, but there and there. Okay, there we go. So that should be good. It's a little bit tricky because this kind of lifts up, so you don't want that too high, but you also don't want that. Okay, there we go. So we're going to take this metal piece off. Again, I don't know why it was stuck to it like that. It shouldn't be. So first thing we're going to do now that we got it open, we're going to disconnect the battery. That's always the safest thing to do. Again, we're using a PH1 JS1 screwdriver, though we are going to have to use a PH0 JS0 screwdriver for that. Okay, so we got 4 screws here, and then we got 1 screw in the top center there. Okay, so let's go ahead and remove those. Again, keep the screws in order because they are different size, shape, lengths. If you mix them up, you can cause damage to your computer. All right, so we're going to remove these 4. The battery model number here is HK6N5. All right, since they had warranty, we got an exact, actually, wait. I'm confused now. Oh no, did we get something different? Okay, I got this based on the laptop model number. The battery looks exactly the same, but for some reason the model type is different. So this is HK6N5, this is DXGH8. So I'm gonna have to make sure the other stuff, oh, this is a 52 watt hour. So this is like an extended higher capacity. I can actually tell it's a little bit thicker. Hopefully it will fit okay in this laptop. It did say it was designed for this laptop. So yeah, right, I guess the customer is going to get a slightly larger battery capacity. Okay, so if you want to upgrade yours to larger capacity, you can do that as well. Again, 45 watt hour HK6N5. This is 52 watt hour DXGH8. Okay, and yeah, all right, I got that on Amazon. They said it was a official Dell battery, so hopefully it actually is. Let's go ahead and take out this small screw here. All right, again, I switched to a PH0 or JS0 to take out that screw. The main thing we're gonna have to make sure is that, okay, this is 7.6 volt and that's also 7.6 volt. And so that should be good. And then here they even tell you disconnect the battery before accessing any parts or devices. All right, so this cable I'm most likely going to have to flip over. I think it's upside down. So let's go ahead and pull this connector out. Let me zoom in. Okay, so to remove the battery connector, what you do is you grab the wings here and you kind of just wiggle this as you pull it. As you can see, it's coming out. I am going to have to, let me zoom out some more. Oops. Okay, I am going to have to lift the battery out. Since we got all the screws out, we can lift this up and then we can slightly kind of pull this back. Oh, there's some adhesive here stuck. Make sure you don't yank that out. All right, so we'll pull this and here you can see the battery connector came out now. All right, I did have to start it to pull it out. So we got the red cables to the right and then we got different colors over there. So here you can see this one is just flipped upside down, so we're gonna have to like rotate it the other way, probably like this, and then you got the same connector there. Okay, so since we're going to be working on other things, I'm gonna leave the battery out. We're gonna open up the screen and then we're gonna press and hold the power button here. So you want to press and hold this power button for 10 to 15 seconds. That will ensure that you don't accidentally damage any components in the computer with electricity. All right, If my videos help you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share my channel with others. And if they help you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing to my channel so that I can continue doing these for a living. At least the last few days I haven't really been making much, so hopefully YouTube will help offset that. Alright, so we got that. Okay, so you got all these connectors. I'm not going to take everything out, but I'm going to just point out what there is. You got this micro SD card with the headphone jack and the USB port here. This connector is removable, and so if something happens with this, you can replace the whole board, and you can replace this connector. You got the BIOS CMOS battery here. It plugs in right here. You remove this just like the battery, grab the wings, and you kind of just wiggle as you pull. Again, I don't want to yank out everything if I don't have to, so yeah, because this computer is under warranty and I don't want to risk damaging more things. So you got this looks like the LCD or LVDS connector here. So for the screen, it goes over, under, and then it goes up this way. This connector, it's very important if you're going to touch that to remove the battery and then hold the power button 10 to 15 seconds. Trackpad connector here. These have these little flip latch type connectors. Same thing with this keyboard backlight connector, except for the latch is on the opposite side. Keyboard connector here, latch is on this side, you flip it up and you pull that out. Speaker connector here. Both speakers are connected at the bottom here, and then it goes up and plugs in right there. Alright. You got this this is an Intel Optane. I don't know if they're actually using this as the SSD because I don't see another SSD in here. This is an Intel Optane. It says 32 gigs, 512 gig NAND. So I guess it's like Intel Optane 32 gig. It's like a hybrid drive. There's also 512 gigs of actual storage here. But this is a PCIe NVMe SSD. There's just one screw there. That looks to be a PH1 or JS1. Yep. So remove that screw. Once you remove it, you can pull the chip up slightly and then wiggle and pull it back. I don't see any replaceable RAM on this one. It's most likely soldered in because the board, the gap underneath is so thin. I don't think you can have a removable chip there. They most likely just soldered like the chips on like this kind of thing. Alright, but I don't see any RAM modules on top, so it's most likely soldered to the bottom. You got the DC jack charge port connector here. If you want to remove that, you can take all these screws out for the hinge. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, those 4 screws, and then you can kind of lift the hinge up and then you can take this out. There's also one screw holding this into place. They all look like PH1 or JS1 screws. Alright, so I was a little bit wrong. I think this is actually the LCD LVDS connector that goes up and into here. This one, that means is most likely for the touchscreen and the webcams and things like that probably. Alright, so I don't see anything else in here. The wireless card I think is under this. They put tape on it. Okay, I don't like peeling up stuff if I don't have to, but okay, it looks like. There you go. So underneath here, you got the screw here holding this metal bracket. And just like every other wireless card, you pull up at the tails and you can pull that out. So since I have to take the fan out, we are going to have to peel this piece of adhesive off. And yeah, all right, let's go ahead and get our plastic razor blade to do this. So we're gonna peel this black tape here off. I don't know if you can even see it, but this kind of tape is kind of tough to remove. I'm gonna just try and peel it. And once I get a little bit up, I'm gonna use my fingernails and peel it up. You can use tweezers or whatever you want. I like to use my fingernails because I just have them and I have a lot of control over my fingernails. All right, so there we go. Peel that up. Now we got the wireless antenna out of the way. All right, let's go ahead and remove the 2 screws holding the fan down. One in this corner up here and then one in the corner down there. When you remove the fan, there are a bunch of cables routed around the fan, so you have to be careful when moving it. Make sure you're not going to rip out any cables, okay? Alright, so we got those 2 screws out. Let's see, this fan connector, where is it hiding? Oh no, it's hiding under the wireless plastic thing here. So we're going to have to peel this wireless thing out of the way. Okay, and then we're going to, same thing, grab the connector here. I use my fingernails, and then you kind of just wiggle as you pull it again. Might have to use 2 fingers because I have to turn it. So let me rotate this to get a better grip of this. So I'm going to use my 2 fingernails this way, one this side and the other one the other side. Okay, this is going to be, there we go, just like this, and we're going to wiggle and pull it, and there we go, it came out. So here's the cable here. Okay, so let's flip this over. Let's see how this is holding. It looks like it just drops into place, so we're going to slowly lift it up. Again, make sure you're not yanking out any of the cables. So I'm going to slowly lift this, and here you can see this cable's kind of getting caught there. There's a little adhesive on it. And let's go ahead and continue. There we go. And it looks like the wireless antennas kind of route into this little piece here. So when you put it, you want to kind of scoop those wireless antennas back into place. I don't know where this little piece of paper came from. There's nothing on there. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab this replacement fan. Make sure that you put the connector the same way. So you don't want these little metal parts exposed when you put the fan. It goes this way, all right? So the solid plastic piece on top. Okay, so I have to make sure I put it back the same way because this factory fan, it's actually upside down. So I'm going to put it that way. All right, so let's go ahead and get these cables routed back in there first. Okay, it can be a little tricky. It might help to actually take the wireless antennas out, so that way you can just like put them in by hand. But I'm trying to do it this way so that I don't have to take it all completely apart. Okay, so let's get that in there. Yeah, I might have to take the wireless antennas out because it's kind of being difficult. So I'm going to try and lift it slowly by hand a little bit. You do have to get this part in because it's slightly raised up. Oh yeah, that works. Okay, and then I'm going to rotate it, get that to go into place, drop that down, and there we go. We got the fan lined up. You got also this little cable running under here. I'm not too sure where that's going. I think that's for the power button or the fingerprint sensor. Yeah, I think this little cable's for the power button and the fingerprint sensor. All right, you actually have this little board here, and this little board is for the fingerprint sensor. If you can see, oh, I see it now. So this is for the fingerprint sensor, this little controller. Then they have the cable running under the fan and going over here. Okay, let's go ahead and move this cable out of or this tape out of the way again. And then we're gonna rotate this cable. Plug the fan back in, just like this. Get it lined up, and then I like to pinch the two pieces together, just like this. That way you're not pushing all the force one way, you're kind of just pinching it and keeping it centered. All right, there we go. I'm gonna wrap, oops, oh no, don't get under there, tape. You're supposed to be on the other side. All right, so we're gonna tape the wireless antenna thingy back over, and then we're gonna put this and tape that back on top. You want to make sure that this tape that you're going to put back down isn't going into the fan, okay? So make sure you didn't stretch it too much and it's going into the fan. If it's going there, you're going to probably want to cut it a little bit shorter. All right, so let's go ahead and put back these screws here. Got one there. One there. All right, so everything's looking good. Okay, let's blow out some dust in case there's a tiny bit of dust, not that much. So here you can see how much better this fan is compared to the other one. This one kind of, it might be a bit better now, I think, after I took it out. But this one's still a lot better, look at that. Okay. This one stops quite a bit earlier. Okay, so we're going to get this metal bracket and put that back into place. Oops, that's upside down. Put this metal bracket back into place. Get that all lined up again. And get that one screw. Okay. Okay, you actually want it spring loaded a tiny bit, so that way when you push this, it kind of keeps the seal there. All right, now for the battery. Again, On the battery, you want the red cables going to the right, and you actually want to see the pins exposed facing up. Okay, just going to rotate that. Get the battery connector in. Might help to use this little tab to help guide it. All right, make sure that you guide it in and you don't put it at an angle because you don't want to bend the pins inside there. Okay, kind of sucks that they did that, so I'm gonna have to, let's see here. Yeah, that's gonna be a little bit tough. I have to kind of bend it quite a bit. I have to hold it tight. Get this all lined up. Okay, and then we're gonna push the wings and pinch it together, just like that. Perfect. All right, now let's get this back in. Again, you have to get these little screw mounts back lined up. Okay, get the bottom ones lined up. There we go. And the middle upper one, of course. Make sure you're not damaging anything there. Okay, let's go ahead and put back all the screws. Yeah, this battery's definitely a bit thicker. So hopefully the cover will go on okay. It did say it was designed for this model. So the customer shouldn't have any complaints of not long enough battery life now because it's a bigger battery. Okay. Alright, we're almost done. And again, if this video helped you, if it helped you save money, please remember, like, subscribe, and consider contributing to my channel. Alright. Okay, get all those screws in. We're going to switch to the PH0 or JS0 screwdriver now. Get that screw, and we'll tighten this one down as well. Go. Alright, so everything's good. Let's get the bottom cover and put that back on. Alright, what did I do with that? Alright. Ouch. I sat on this. Okay. Alright, let me get the bottom cover and I'll be back. Alright, so I got the bottom cover here. I forgot to show, here's the clips underneath if you wanted to see. Alright, and then you got the clips along the side and the clips along the back. Alright, let me zoom out a little bit so you can see the entire laptop as I put this cover back on. So we're basically going to do it in reverse. We're going to clip the bottom half in first. Okay, just get all those clipped back in first. Let's see. We'll see if the bigger battery is going to cause some issues, but it looks like it's good. Alright, clip all the sides in. Alright, and then of course the top here, those screws stick out, so you're going to have to actually screw those in for it to go into place. So I like to twist it backwards, and you hear it click, and then go forwards. Alright, so when it goes backwards, that's how you know that it fell into the slot properly. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and push those in. There you go, and then we're going to twist it forward. There we go, clip all those clips into place. Get that clipped into place as well. Alright, those screws are in tight now. Let's go ahead and put the center upper screw in. Okay, make sure everything's clipped in, looks good. And now we'll just put in the last 4 screws, and that's pretty much it. We're going to power it up, make sure everything's good. Other than that, thanks for watching. Alright. Hopefully, again, that this helped you guys. I think this model's relatively new, so hopefully it'll help a lot of people. Okay, there we go. Let's flip it over. Let's see if it powers on. Sometimes you have to plug in the charger after changing some major components, so if it doesn't turn on, we might have to. Okay, I see the keyboard backlight on, so we should be in good condition. Let's see, it's going to restart itself. We didn't remove the CMOS or BIOS battery, so it shouldn't need to reset the BIOS or anything. The keyboard light turned itself off. Let's turn it back on again. Alright, keyboard light's on again. Okay, and here we got the Dell logo, and it's booting up. So that looks like we're good to go. Hopefully this video helped you guys. Again, if it did, alright, touchscreen's working. Alright, and now we're going to just shut this thing down. I don't know if you guys can see what's on the screen, but let's shut it down. Alright, again, thanks for watching. Hopefully this video helped you guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Let's drop this.